Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. This midweek, it's Wednesday evening, and this evening we're catching up on a couple of things that I saw in the news. Today, seemingly in the UK, some Greggs bakeries weren't able to take card payments. There was a glitch in their system. Now, if you add that to Greggs today, Sainsbury's, Argos, Tesco, McDonald's over the last few days. Seems to be happening on a regular basis over the last week, doesn't it? Now, whether this is software updates, whether it's hackers, whether it's just a glitch, who knows? However, that's like the fifth company in the last week or so that's not been able to take card payments. So, yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on. The other thing that I saw, which was absolutely quite horrific, is rental prices, property rental prices here in the UK have gone up. I think it's 9%, but I can't be definitive about that because it's through there and I'm here. But it's the most ever since records have begun. And funnily enough, someone had said in the comments about I think last night's video, saying that I have it easier because I'm on my own. It's like, oh yeah, I do. I have it a lot easier. I would not like to think about how I would have been the single parent that I was to Kathleen in today's situation, because at that time I only worked part-time. I was renting a flat. The rent would have gone up, all the prices would have gone up. I didn't have an option for a full-time job at that time. Mum and Dad were still working. I would have had to pay a childminder, which therefore negates your working costs or what you're earning most of the time. So I would really, really have struggled if I was still in that situation. So yeah, and I think that's possibly why I talk as much about shopping, about saving things, about prepping, about trying to organise things, because I'm doing okay-ish. I've noticed a difference, a very big difference. But there's a lot of people have noticed an even bigger difference, especially if they're in privately rented accommodation, especially if they're looking after kids or helping other family members. This is not an easy time. And although the inflation rate came down to below 4% this month, and the government's given it large about how this is fantastic, it'll be down to our 2% target before too long, in the next couple of months, because obviously that's their thing for getting to the general election. But the thing is that that's not going to put the stuff that we buy back down to the prices that were there before. Now, for many of us, throughout the UK certainly, we haven't had pay rises because we're working for smaller companies and they're struggling to pay the bills. So given a pay rise, especially when they know that the minimum wage is coming up for a huge increase, almost £1 an hour increase in April, which is just around the corner, there's a lot of companies really struggling. So a lot of people have not had wage rises, but their rent's gone up, their electricity's gone up, their food's gone up. Now, as I say, people, the government, etc., is going, well, that's the inflation rate down, that's fabulous. Your energy costs are going to come down in April because the energy cap is going to be lowered. Yeah, but my rent costs are going to go up, my broadband's going to go up, my mobile's going to go up, my car insurance is going to go up. All this is still going up. Now, I have to say, says her, hang my head in shame, Off the top of my head, super noodles were 50p a packet. They're now £1 or more. Unless you get them the special offer when I got some because they were down to 75p. I'm still spitting flames about that, but they're very good for emergency lunches. So the 50p super noodles, do you think they're going back to 50p? Even though inflation's now gone from like 6% down to, well, even if it goes down to 2%, that doesn't mean that the price of our food is going down to where it was before. The costs are still going to be up there. They're just not going to go further up as quickly as they did. The bottles of Diet Coke that I buy was 2 for £3. It's now 2 for £3.50 if you're on offer. If you only buy one, it's £2 a bottle. That's no. So those things are not going to come back down to where they were 2 years ago when I started this. So for all the shouting and this is fabulous, that inflation's coming down, your electricity costs are coming down, but people's rent isn't coming down, people's food costs isn't coming down. People's nursery costs for childcare aren't coming down because those nurseries are charging more because of their rent that's gone up, because of their utilities that have gone up, because of their wage bills that are going to go up. So this is not making this huge difference, and it makes me laugh that the media is all like, isn't this fabulous, isn't this fabulous? Well, actually no, it's fabulous in that the electric the energy price cap is coming down, still not down to where it was before. And as I say, food costs aren't down to where they were before, but for many people before is where their wages still are. So all this trumpeting from the rooftops about how fabulous life is and aren't we doing well, we're doing what we said we would do. Yeah, you're getting inflation down, you're not actually getting the prices down. And the fact that rental prices have increased by record, like ever amounts. How on earth are people supposed to live with that? In my day, I was actually talking to my boss today, and we were talking about Perth. And I was talking about when I was younger. All of us younger ones, there were certain streets that we all bought in. We all bought properties in. I lost mine through utter stupidity, which is why I still have a mortgage just now. But I'm quite sure in every town and city round about the UK, there's those little tenement flats or little box houses where the youngsters used to always go. That was where you would first get on the property ladder. Most of them now are either bought and been rented out as an income stream for the landlord, or they're getting sold but they're too high for one person to be able to buy, so you need to have two now, or three, and that's a whole can of worms. So yes, that's my thought for today. As you can tell, my wee brain's going ding, 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 ding. But yeah, not easy at the moment. And certainly, between problems with banking cards and problems with affordability of life in general, I gotta save money. Catch you later.